plots, counter plots, attacks, counterattacks, both on social and mainstream media. The media in Cameroon is completely polarized. Two former friends turned foes, or you want me to say two former allies turned enemies, will be sworn in the days ahead. The battle for the top job has begun. Who will finally manage the affairs of Cameroon for the next 7 years? Issa Chiroma Bakari, who resigned from the government of Mr. Biya, decided to run for president at the just concluded presidential election in our beautiful country, Cameroon. And he won with a yawning gap. The Constitutional Council of the country, headed by Clement Atangana, who was caught on tape saying he had given victory to candidate Biya, declared the incumbent candidate Biya, of course, the winner. Violence kicked off like wildfire across the national triangle. The people came out to say, no, what we said through the ballot boxes is absolutely not what we heard from the mouth of the number one of the Constitutional Council. And so it has been a very tensed and sweaty Cameroon for the past 5 days and counting. You remember, before Issa Chiroma Bakari came out to confirm that he had been taken to a very safe location by soldiers who are loyal to him, I did inform you that secret meetings were taking place in Yaoundé by soldiers who are loyal to the man now that the government considers as a rebel. That is Issa Chiroma Bakari, the president-elect. And when I told you that, I also made it categorically clear that information that we gathered was that the meeting was attended by children of the Grand North, not all, because there are some who are not loyal to Issa Chiroma Bakari. So these children of the Grand North who are in the military, and also some of them who are not from the Grand North, were those holding these secret meetings, trying to prepare in case of any attack that will cause hurt or loss of life at the residence of Issa Chiroma Bakari. At that time, we didn't know what the plan was, but we knew that the meeting had taken place. I did come out again to tell you, after Issa Chiroma Bakari had confirmed that soldiers loyal to him had taken him to a very safe location and that he wants to thank them. I came out to tell you that at the moment in Yaoundé, Ngoh is not only investigating his colleagues to find out who are those not loyal to the system in place, he is also investigating soldiers and those who were present at the residence of Clement Atangana, president of the Constitutional Council, because they want to track down the person who leaked that video that has caused them so much pain, because that video that went viral showing Clement Atangana confirming that he had given victory to Mr. Biya has brought so much pain to the regime. Now, the latest we are getting is that the mistrust that has engulfed the government is deepening. In fact, as days go by, that mistrust is becoming extremely deep, meaning that on telephone calls, you are being recorded. You are being recorded. You are being followed. It has gotten to that level where people's lines have been tapped. So if you are talking, sending out information or talking against the regime, know that you might land yourself in hot water. That is a fact. That is what we are getting. And I will also tell you that at the moment, the kind of propaganda that is going on at the level of our army is shocking, meaning that our soldiers are now propagandists. They are now propagandists, especially those who are of the Ngoh's camp, those who are still loyal to the government in place. They go around pleading with citizens, telling them that they have been deployed to their area to make sure that nothing happens to their businesses, all in a bid to frustrate the ghost town called up by Isa Chiroma Bakari. Now, that faction of our army that is still loyal to the system are very worried because they have realized that the people are not hidden to their core for them to go back to their day-to-day activities and behave as if nothing is going on in the country. They tend to forget that these people are the same people that they have attacked and some killed. Yet they are coming to the same people to plead with them, to disrespect the call for a 3-day ghost town. Isn't that surprising and shocking at the same time? Because you have to understand that the people of Cameroon are not the people that you could easily manipulate. They are so enlightened. Their level of reawakening is mind-blowing. So coming to tell them that will not change the fact that they are pained. I tell you that they don't listen, because if they could for once take the speech that was made by the Archbishop of the Douala Diocese, Samuel Kleda, who called on government to try to listen to the anger of the people. But you know, Mr. Biya, Ferdinand Ngoh, and the rest of the gang don't care about that. All they care about is another 7 years in power. To do what? To continue sucking the country dry. Now, those who were present at the residence of Clement Atangana, those who were taking videos, that's doing recording, they are known. But who leaked the video out is what is giving them headache at the moment to identify. It is so difficult for them to identify the person who leaked out that particular video. So all what is going on is creating a lot of tension and frustration, because the international community at the moment is completely quiet. Unlike before, they have turned their back on the government of Mr. Biya. We all know that the government of Mr. Biya has been relying on these people for constant support. But at the moment, with the swearing in of Mr. Biya very imminent, they are very worried. They are very worried. And so, the man who has been managing the country for the past 11 years, Ferdinand Ngoh, is doing everything possible through their normal method of operation, how they operate, intimidating, trying to oppress, bully, cow down the people using the military. But this time around, the story is different, because first, Issa Chiroma Bakari came out to tell the world that he is fine and that he is in a very safe location. In the days ahead, a government, the interim government, that's the government that will, the transitional government, I beg your pardon, will be released. And when the transitional government is released, then the real battle will commence, because Mr. Biya's swearing in will also take place, and definitely the government that Ngoh is already putting together will be announced. But what is scary is that Issa Chiroma did not just wake up within a month or two, as people think, to win the hearts of Cameroonians and be doing what he is doing at the moment, that we are seeing it gaining support as days go by. This is a well planned out something. And as days are going by, the guy is executing his plan step by step. There is nothing as dangerous as the army of a country divided into factions. That is a very dangerous thing. And that is why the government of Mr. Biya cannot understand how every information, every plot, that is why you heard I said in the beginning, plot and counter plot. Plots that are made in the secret bunker get to Chiroma's desk. That is to tell you that the enemy is within. And now what we are also hearing is that more people in the government are beginning to sympathize with Issa Chiroma Bakari after they saw what uniform officers did with instruction coming from their colleagues. They are saying that their colleagues exaggerated the whole thing. And so it is a broken government. It is a broken army into two factions. It's a broken government into two factions. And also, the international community is divided into two. They said Russia came out to congratulate Mr. Biya. Why would Russia not congratulate Mr. Biya? Why? Russia is supposed to congratulate Mr. Biya. Why? Because Russia is an enemy to France, America, and you name them. So, France left Cameroon through the door and came in through the window. So France is still managing the affairs of Cameroon through people like Biya and his cohorts. So for Russia to congratulate Mr. Biya, it's not surprising at all. It's been normal. That's a kind of provocation. It is not coming from inside the heart of the president of Russia that we know. Yeah, he is also backing Traoré. Yeah, the junta leadership. He is not backing them because he loves them, but because he knows that these are people who are Pan-Africanists, who are turning their backs on the likes of Germany, France, Italy, you name them. So at the moment, the presidential palace, Etoudi, is extremely hot. These guys are frustrated. They are frustrated. Clement Atangana has never regretted anything in his life like what he did. And that is why the person who leaked that video should be praying. That person should be fasting. In fact, that person should be having night vigils, calling on God to keep him away from Ngoh and the rest, because if they find out who that person is, the person will be fried like chicken. Don't forget, these guys are very vindictive. They are very vindictive. Now, Parliament is going to kick off very soon. If you go to my shorts, that's the videos that are short. On YouTube, you have what they call shorts. You have a short video of Honorable Jume Peter of Ndian. Honorable Jume Peter of Ndian was asked why the people of Ndian voted Mr. Biya and not Issa Chiroma Bakari. Because remember that the fake result that came from Ndian says Mr. Biya has more than 80%. So Honorable Jume, a very unhonorable man, because we have very unhonorable people as far as our parliament is concerned. It is occupied by people who are so unhonorable. Now, I know that we have the no-nonsense and very vocal member of parliament, former SDF member, Jean-Michel Ninche, who is definitely going to say something in parliament should he attend. He's certainly going to bring up this whole thing happening in Cameroon and will bash at not only the government but the CPDM member of parliament. I also know that Noran Foster, Cabral Libby's a party. The member of parliament, Noran Foster, has decided that she is not going to attend parliament. Why? Because she says parliament holding when the people are being killed, when the people's choice has not been respected, does not make sense. At least, thank God that we still have one lady in that country who has her head standing well or sitting well on her neck. Because when you see the way the first lady was laughing like, I don't know how to describe it. You will understand that the heart of a mother does not exist in her. Now, this young woman, Noran Foster, she has made it categorically clear that she will not be attending parliament that kicks off tomorrow, Monday. But you will see those greedy, self-centered, selfish, egocentric members of parliament who do not do anything for their different constituencies, they will come to parliament in the name of representing the people. And if you're not careful, none of them is going to get up to criticize what is happening in the country at the moment. You remember, until date, the Anglophone crisis has not been discussed even for once in parliament. The only time it was brought up, and the old confused man who calls himself president of the National Assembly, Kabayege Jibril, was asking Wiba to sit down. Sit down. In Senate, none. It was once when from Victor Mukete of blessed memory, God rest his soul, he was making peace with his inner self before joining his ancestors. He got up in Senate to say, we are playing politics in Yaoundé and my people are dying in the southwest. You will not hear those who call themselves honorable members of parliament, very unhonorable people. They will not talk about what is happening in the country, especially O.C. Joshua Nambangi of the SDF, because he is so worried that if he criticizes the government of Mr. Biya, things might not go well with him. Have you seen him come out to talk about all what is happening? No. Of a sudden, he has gone mute. Cabral Libi has gone mute because, well, they are traitors. They have betrayed the people, and their conscience is definitely dealing with them at the moment. I mean, tomorrow, Parliament is going to hold. What are they going to be discussing? Our ears are directed towards that building. What are they going to be discussing in Parliament? Because if they cannot all get up and say, we cannot continue this session, given the state in which the country is, it means that these people truly don't love Cameroon. I told you that this period was going to be a period to test each and everyone's love for country. And it started by them refusing to form a coalition. They refused categorically to form a coalition because they had signed a pact with the wrong man, the man the people of Cameroon don't want, the party that the people do not want to hear or see anything about it, the party with the flame that is burning Cameroonians, the CPDM party. Yes. They are twisting the whole thing to make it to become a kind of ethnicity problem, tribalism. And very soon, when these two factions of the army, when they will go crazy, that is when that molten magma that has been boiling under the ground will burst open the ground. And when it comes out, oh God, you will see what will happen in Cameroon. You will see what is going to happen in Cameroon. Like I said, I told you some days back that there was a rumor of separatist fighters infiltrating Littoral, passing through Jombe, Penja. And the following day, we heard people saying it everywhere in Douala, including uniform officers. Please, we know that those from the southwest and northwest regions of the country who escaped the ongoing conflict and found themselves in other regions like Littoral, the south, the central region, please stay safe. Remain in your house. Remain in your different houses. Do not come out and expose yourself to danger. Heaven helps only those who help themselves. Things are going to be better in the days ahead. Cameroon is going to get the clamored change. Because, like the Englishman will tell you, the words of the people are the words of God. God will definitely hear the prayers of Cameroonians and will rescue that country from that firm grip of a man who rules with tight fist, a man who does not care about his people, a man whose people are being shot and killed, a man that his country is on fire, but he goes incommunicado. He does not talk. That is the kind of president who wants to rule Cameroon again for another 7 years. 43 plus 7 is 50 years. 50 ans au pouvoir. C'est ça le rêve de Monsieur Biya. Épargner à l'étranger. C'est ça la maladie de Monsieur Biya. Tuer les citoyens. C'est ça la maladie de Monsieur Biya. On ne veut plus ça. Oh. We no longer want it. We are done. We are done. The scars are there. The pain is excruciating. The people have risen. The storm is on. We are done with the regime. God bless Cameroon and free us from the dungeon. Inshallah.